fact. I read it on the internet. This is a really, you guys, it's really, so what it is, right, is did you know that the leading cause of forest fires is lightning, right? But that's not true. It's not true. It can't be true because the leading cause of forest fires must be trees. I'm very lucky. My job, my normal job, I get to travel quite a lot. It's a really lucky thing to do, but I'm not quite so lucky that I don't get to choose where I travel. So quite recently I was in Birmingham, Alabama. I don't know if any of you know Birmingham. Does anyone here know Birmingham, Alabama? Anyone been to anywhere in Alabama? Some one of you? Good, so you'll know, and I'll tell you recently, right, Birmingham, Alabama won an award, right, at the International City Awards, prestigious. And it was for world's worst, Birmingham. But a lot of people who grew up with me don't believe that I travel a lot because I'm actually the first time I ever was. Some of you might have had this happen to you as well. I don't know. But the first time I ever got on a plane, it crashed. And like, I know. I see your face. It crashed. Right, this plane crashed. And do you know what they tell you? It was a flight from London to New York. And do you know what the flight deck tell you? Right, when they know, right, when they know this plane is going down. Do you know what they tell you? Fucking nothing. Because the whole point was they can't let you panic. So every time, basically what happened was we took off and we got to about Ireland and then we turned round. And this guy came over the tannoy and he said, the most astute among you may have noticed that we have turned around. By the way, it was a Virgin Atlantic flight, which is why he sounds like a hospital radio. The more astute among you may have noticed we've turned around heading back towards London Heathrow. Please don't be alarmed, there's been a minor fault developed with the plane, which Heathrow are better equipped to deal with than JFK. And I found out later that was true. Heathrow were better equipped to deal with it than JFK were, but by better equipped, what they meant was more ambulances. And every time anything, quite frankly, fucking terrifying happened, they had to calm us all back down. So we genuinely at one point had the guy come over the tunnel again and said, the more astute among you may have noticed that we're currently jettisoning fuel from the wings. Please not be alarmed, this is standard procedure, as planes are not allowed to land with a full payload of fuel, which again is true if you are worried the plane will explode. And it turned out what the problem was that the landing gear had gone up when the plane had taken off, and a little light came on the dashboard. I said, I don't fly. And he just said, this stuff ain't coming back down again. But just as they were landing at Heathrow, right, they pressed the button, I assume it's a button, just in case, right, and enough wheel came down that we landed on wheel, right, it was a really, really bumpy ride, nobody was hurt, technically it went down as a crash, but just as we came to a complete halt, we had just one more time for one more, quite frankly, terrifying thing to happen, because the plane stopped, and the guy came over the tunnel one more time and said, the more astute among you may have noticed and the next word that this man said will be forever emblazoned upon my memory, because what he said was, you may have noticed the fire engines racing towards the fire. Please do not be alarmed, this is standard procedure when the wings are on fire. I was in Poland recently, in a place called Poznan in Poland, the Newcastle of Poland. And the thing about being in Poland for me, right, is I have quite a famous name. It's Tim Ballantine. Some of you might have heard of Ballantine's whiskey. Give me a shout if you've had Ballantine's whiskey. Yeah. Give me a shout right now if you've never heard of Ballantine's whiskey. Yeah, about half of the audience, right? You are the reason I have to spell my fucking name, barbarians. Right? That's the second best-selling whiskey in the world. But in Poland, it's amazing. It's absolutely incredible, because what happens is you go out there and people are like, hey man, nice surname. I guess the drinks are on you tonight, which is nice, right? I can't do a Polish accent. Which is nice, but I'm not the Milky Bar kid. To give you an idea of when I was out there, when I got on the plane to go to Poland, Margaret Thatcher was alive. And when I got off the plane in Poland, Margaret Thatcher was dead. You can place that shit to the hour. Right, and the thing is, right, I don't know if you remember her death, I'm sure many of you do. If there was one period in your life where you want to spend 3 days away from all English-speaking media, no English-speaking media for 3 days, royal baby probably notwithstanding, you would pick the 3 days immediately following Margaret Thatcher's death for 3 incredible, beautiful, wonderful days. All I knew was Margaret Thatcher something.
Yeah.
And like I was desperately trying to find out what was happening, so I found myself at one point generally watching the Polish language news. I don't speak any Polish, so I was trying to work out what was going on from the video footage that they showed. And there was a point where the anchor was talking into the camera, and a picture came up. You know, the little picture they have above their shoulders of Margaret Thatcher's face on top of like a black velvet curtain. I genuinely thought for like a tiny moment that maybe she was doing a run in the vagina monologues. I think that's probably about my time. I'm going to leave you one thing. I actually didn't finish my plane story because I like leaving this bit to the end. I was actually there, it was like a school trip thing. I was 17, 18, I was in the sixth form, and I was like helping chaperone all these other kids who were going out there for like a music trip. So it was me, there was a load of faculty, and then there were about 60 kids. We were taking up about a third of this plane. And the head of the lead teacher at one point pulled over one of the stewardesses and said, "Look, I'm really sorry. I hope you realise that these 11 rows of kids, these are all not my kids, but you know what I mean. Could you please just tell me, just put my mind at rest, what is wrong with the plane?" And the stewardess, in the finest example I've ever heard of don't let anyone panic, said, "I'm sorry, sir, I can't tell you what's wrong with the plane, but pray for the children." Thank you very much.